There you have it, guys. Can you hear me? Haven't been in this studio for a while, so especially with StreamYard. I hope you can hear me now. Please do let me know. Sound check. Yeah, we can hear you. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, glad to be back. Good to see all of you. Zilla there in the building, Madman, everybody else, Chris, Haas, Steve, a lot of you. I have to say I've missed the community, man. There's been a lot that's going on. I started coming in with all guns blazing, but listen, guys, let's get on with it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of people have been asking me if I still have Casper. Yes, I do. But honestly speaking, the Casper chart versus BTC is not looking good, bruv. Quite simply, we've got to judge a lot of these altcoins by their performance versus BTC. And a lot of the times, the Casper BTC chart is absolutely weak. Now, you could argue a lot of the large layer ones are weak against Bitcoin, which is understandable. But let's just put this into perspective. So this is Solana, which has been another weak one. And you can see here, Solana obviously has already had several what I would call several large moves against BTC, and these are all marked up on the chart. And you can see here, there's a big rejection on this candle. Hopefully, Solana BTC goes back up. But if you go to the CAS BTC, and the reason I hold it is probably different to many people. I hold it because Casper has literally printed for me from 2023. So you can see here, it's right now sitting on a crucial support versus BTC, but you can see it had 1, 2, 3, what I'd probably consider 3 massive waves versus BTC, but each one of these has been declining, guys. So if you look at this has been a very long established downtrend versus BTC. Now, in my situation, like I said before, I accumulated Casper heavy 2023, early 2023, late 2022. And this is why I'm actually just waiting for a pump, because the Casper bag that I have should be able to print. But if you're getting into Casper right now, what you're really looking to do, or if you're holding Casper from these prices, you've really got to decide. Casper is sitting around $3.6 billion. Casper is going to pump, no doubt. And that holy grail for me is the $1 mark. So Casper versus BTC is the only chart you need to really look at. I'm not sure if you can see my screen here, but round about this bottom, that's the stochastic RSI, along with the rest of the alts should literally, it's about to cross over. Now, it just depends how long it spends. You can see there's another period where Casper bottomed against BTC, and this was like a sustained, this is literally a massive downfall there. So to answer your questions, I am holding CAS, but just because I'm holding CAS, is it the best coin to invest in right now? And in my personal opinion, regardless of what I say to people, I have to be honest, right? So I will make life-changing gains from Casper, but I'm still going to hold it from the floor, because the ceiling that I've created is such that I don't really need to rotate any profits from Casper right now, because I still believe $1 Casper should be on the cards. So that answers that question, guys. And if you look at some of the other alts, an interesting one here, for example, if you look at say BTC is going to bottom again here. That trend line goes back to the best part of a year. So you've got 1, you've got 2. Look how many times that trend line, you've got 3 here, 4, and we should get a 5th touch here. So relatively, this will actually do well in the next pump. I mean, that last pump was literally almost like 11x versus BTC. All right. Another interesting one here that we don't normally talk about in the group is Bitensa Tau. Now, Tau is another one that's actually got a decent trend line here. So you've got one touch here, you've got two touches here, and I'm expecting a reaction from this point for Tau. Now, Tau is actually a very good one to consider right now. Of course, our main kind of AI bags have been the likes of DAI, which literally did absolutely, it dropped. But I wanted to start today off with several different charts. Let's have a look at everything, guys. So if this is again across, because of Bitcoin dominance, because what's going on with Bitcoin right now, do not despair, do not lose hope. Many of the altcoins are showing this type of price action. This is AGI. Let's have a look at Mint Layer. I mean, again, Mint Layers. this is one that honestly that has been really, really badly hit. And Mint Layer right now is a chart that doesn't seem to be doing anything yet. But 13 cents, what do you expect? It's a low cap, it's a micro cap, and a lot of these pictures are pretty much repeated and they are the same. Again, this is Manta. Let me just remove these drawings. So if you look at Manta right now, I mean, look at this, everything right now, RSIs are fully reset for Altseason. Miria is no different. So what I would say is a lot of these alts, we need to actually watch the volume. Volume is going to be key. And that is when you start to see what certain altcoins can do. Right now, if you really wanted to get into a sector, I would probably say you need to stack up on gaming and AI. Why? This is shrapnel, guys. Shrapnel's going to get a pump. And we literally bought shrapnel down here at the height of the FUD. But look at this, just to get back to all-time high, in this next leg up of the bull market, I think a lot of flips need to happen. People need to start trading. And I can honestly show you this week, I was really proud of some of the flips that we got into in the group. These are all cryptocurrencies that we called at the channel or in the private community. I'm staggered. I'm literally staggered. Sometimes you're in it and you keep looking at your bags and you're thinking, okay, I consistently talk about based AI, the likes of Mavia, Alephium. Well, I hold a large bag of SUI. Nothing has gained more in terms of my overall trades, even in my core beliefs, like the stuff that I hold. I called Peanut at around $40 million market cap. It went on to become a $2.5 billion asset. I took some really, really crazy profits. Pinlink, I think my first buy alert to the group was like 16 cents. That went absolutely insane. Sturdy, I mean, I literally pulled a consistent gains from Sturdy. Eagle AI, I think I called that one sub or just around $1 million market cap. Brian's fluctuating. I've already taken the initials out. Zell, Lofi was another one that I called at around that $60 million market cap. Right now, it's just sitting under $200 million. And WAS Studios was like 300K. And there's many more that I haven't actually mentioned here. The main point is if you have a core bag, right? If you've got a core bag, all you have to do is take these profits and rotate them back into your key projects. Now, some of these projects, right? So if you look at, for example, Tectum right now, Tectum is absolutely not doing anything. Smaller market cap, and I don't really see smaller market caps actually catching a bid straight away. Even Alf is pumped, had a massive announcement, but it's still under $200 million market cap. So, whilst the likes of, for example, Sui and particularly CAS, my large layer ones, I've got a bag of Say as well, but I might be able to trade this once it picks back up because I do see the Say versus BTC chart looking rather well. But if you look at this list, where do we make most of the gains in the next move of this, in this next phase of the cycle? And it is my belief that crypto gaming and AI, are going to be the cornerstones that will take us into a massive, massive new heights. So that's what it is so far, guys. It's been amazing to be back. Of course, the hustle continues. Like I said, gaming is going to be one. Let's look at for example, AI. Got Cubic doing really well, but look, everything else is just swimming in red right now. And of course, again, Cubic is one that I hold, and I'm looking for Cubic to continue the pump. But everything else, guys, it is a great time, courtesy of BTC dominance, to continue to keep plugging away at our favorite altcoins. There is one other large layer one I wanted to talk about, which is Kaya. Now, Kaya is a fully diluted L1 that has literally come under the radar, hasn't done much, but we'll talk about that in more details as well. So yeah, let me welcome you guys. That's what's been happening, and let's greet everybody right now, because I haven't seen many of you for a long, long time. Who's in the building? And before I actually look at these other crypto projects, because I just don't want to read through a massive list of coins. Quite frankly, there will always be few coins that I'm interested in, but this is the time to actually give the community a bit more information on what's been happening. So one narrative that's creeping up in my radar right now is the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So it's been quiet, but some of the coins here will start to move in no doubt. I think there will be a Polkadot season. But let's talk about one that can make you millions right now. And I genuinely mean it. And this is one that is highly, highly undervalued, and that is the Heroes of Mavia. All right. The Heroes of Mavia, guys, is a gaming project. Play to earn typically increases its activity during the crazy heights of a bull market, because what tends to happen is more and more, I would say, poorer people start to participate in the network, just like they did with Axis. So the argument right now is there are 4 projects on base, top projects, and these 4 projects are already pulling in massive amount of revenue as play to earn. So I've been stacking. I mean, my bag of Mavia right now should easily actually outperform the entirety of my portfolio. That's how much I believe Heroes of Mavia is going to print for us. So if you're someone new to my live stream today, if you've never been into Heroes of Mavia before, let me tell you something. You are one hell of a lucky individual coming into the group right now and looking at stuff like Mavia. So why do I think Heroes of Mavia is going to do really well? Let's look at the backing and let's talk about the current price. So what you have is the likes of Merit Circle. You have the likes of Binance Labs, Hashkey Capital. And this is 14 hours ago. So they've recently moved to a market maker by the name of Wintermute. And for all their accusations, I mean, people say market makers manipulate the pricing. And what I don't understand sometimes is investors don't really realize you need market makers. Sui's market maker is incredible. Wintermute basically took possession of, I think, 700,000 tokens. There was a massive movement of tokens. And what they're going to do with that is provide liquidity and governance support for Mavia. So at $1.39, you've got to ask yourself. I mean, I'm not even going to be, I'm not going to hype this and say it's going to go to $300. Like, you'll find videos of various different YouTubers doing price prediction when this was at $7. I'm not going to do that, but I'm saying, could this go to a $50 and $100? I think once you realize that the people that invested in this, if you look at certain, even early rounds, IEO was, for example, 80 cents. So if you're someone new to my live streams, you want to ask me, how do I make money in this cycle? Gaming has not run since 2021. Everyone goes on about how gaming had a pump back in November last year, early this year. No, no, no. That's not a gaming run. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. So if you look at Mavia and think of the backers and you think of the Binance link, the fact that they got delisted on a couple of futures exchanges, for me personally, makes me even more bullish. So what I'm looking to do right now, actually, what I've done is I've literally bought a staggering amount of Heroes of Mavia, because even at $10, I do expect sell pressure, right? I expect a bit of selling, maybe drop back down to $7, and then it goes up and goes towards that $30 mark, another psychological level. But what you would do here, if you bought 1,000 Mavia, I think you're an elite club. I think Mavia gets to $100, it make you 100,000, six figures, and depends on how much you invest in it. Not financial advice, of course. You do what you have to do. But I see this in every previous cycle, especially last cycle, where more and more people play the game, and play to earn is something that other people are actually making a living from right now. So Clash of Clans, here you go. So Heroes of Mavia today, to where it sits, I've never been more bullish. And I think for me, even if they, include all of these smaller exchanges like Let's Exchange, which was a news that went under the radar, I think this one is going to be a crazy project. So at $1.60, 36, $50 million market cap, I'm expecting a $50 to $100 token price. And, mark my words, play this live back again. This is going to be, and it's actually more and more traded. Like, for example, obviously there will be a lot more traded on Aerodrome, but on Coinbase as well. Crypto.com and Bybit as well is a very good tier 2 exchange. So expect big things from here. Now, I've got to give a massive shout out to another project that we have. This is going to be right now, everybody is running around for AI agents. And I do understand that. I do get that. I do understand that this is the crypto casino. And just like I've shared my wins with you, which I don't often do, by the way, because I don't want to come across arrogant, but Based AI actually has an incredible, it's literally got industry changing AI agents, aka the creatures. So one of the reasons I've been calm, and I think the group, the private group, have also noticed that about AI agents, because we already have a crazy exposure to AI agents in the mainnet layer one on Based AI. And right now, again, I've bought this at $7. I bought this at $8. Bought this at $2. And until I got to my psychological level where the bag is really healthy now, I continued buying it because, again, things like Agent Arena, the innovation of AI agents, I think it's going to have a similar impact to what Virtuals had potentially. I mean, Tau is the kind of main, people compare this to Tau, but again, this is a smaller project. You've got to give it time, but this is going to print millionaires this cycle. And I've said it time and time again. When it was at $2, people said it was too expensive. When it's at $10, $20, $100+, I think this is going to be incredible. And again, when you run Creature, you're not just launching another AI tool. You're initializing a persistent, evolving digital organism that grows more capable over time with its whole cellular interactions and continuous learning process. What more could you want from AI agents? So it kind of actually gives you, it gives you the best exposure, in my opinion, to AI agents on a grand scale. Now, we can't fade AI agents, right? They're literally going off. So what you can do, what you can deploy is the tactic that I have, which is, get into it for 3x and then you go and buy, put the money back into something like a based AI. All right. So that is, yeah, that's just about that introduction, guys. These are projects. I mean, again, DAI is another one, Zero1 Labs, which is fantastic. And it got flooded, but it needed to cool off. This thing went parabolic for 3 months straight. So, yeah, there you go. So now let's get to start degenning. Red Belly Network. Red Belly. Hope the sounds okay for people. Yeah, I don't know, Red Belly, bro. Man City in the building. What's up, Joe? How are you, bro? I think I've answered this question. To dump Casper 25% of the portfolio and to go for the core picks like these. Your thoughts? Yeah, I think I've, my whole introduction was about that basic point, really. I think you've got to have conviction. You've got to have conviction, and you've got to depends on when you got into Casper. But before I continue, there's just a post I made in the VIP community, and that was all about penguins. Anybody been on whale markets today? Anybody FOMOed into this is absolutely crying right now. This thing is literally valuation was well over $5 or $4 billion. Potentially up to $7 billion. So right now, trading volume in the last 24 hours has been $1.7 billion. Absolutely insane. And of course, this is none other than penguins. You've got to wait for this market cap to come down towards that billion or under. But I do believe overall, this is going to be one of the largest, possibly the most, manipulated meme coins ever. Absolutely. So if anyone's got into penguins, if anyone's got an airdrop of pudgy penguins, drop that in the comments. Let me know. I do like this, and I want exposure to it, but not at the. We're not falling for this Binance listing on day one. I mean, this is obviously everybody knows what this is. Find an entry at around $1 billion or just under $1 billion. I think you'd be sitting on one of the largest meme coins the cycle's ever seen. I genuinely believe that. So, yeah, watch out for penguins. And I do have a list, an agenda here, which I need to go through, guys. The next project I want to talk about is the bargain that is proving to be the deal of the century right now, and that's Alephium. So this was actually trading under $2, and I assume obviously my group is intelligent enough to look at the price in DCA according to the size of their bag or what they want to hold. But it's coming off a huge week, guys, and right now at $189 million, the main news announcement is Alephium has now officially entered RWA space. Okay. Now, will this be over one cycle? I don't think so. I think this is going to be something that is going to continue to run for Alephium. So this news has made ALF a multi-cycle project, in my opinion. And this is huge. $1 billion climate revolution. The partnership aims to tokenize 100 billion over the next years, powering one of the largest global pushes to net zero emissions. It's absolutely huge. And again, I'm obviously based in the UAE. I'm based in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And if you look at the importance of this, again, Alf has to hit a certain hash rate to obviously trigger the proof of less work mechanism. But at the moment, all things seem to be, the DeFi ecosystem is growing. Alf Banks is listed on Mexi. More of the projects will come on to a Mexi listing. APAD is another one. But this is huge, guys. And of course, it's downtrending with the whole market. So if anyone's going to ask, oh, why is Alephium, blah, 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 pumping and then retracing back to $2? This is really healthy, in my opinion. So good time to grab some ALF, but to tokenize, and this is really cool. I mean, this interview, I did do this. I covered this interview in the in my video today. If you haven't seen that, check it out. But this is you're holding ALF less than, like, for my entry, like $1, $2. It doesn't matter. Your average is probably $1.5. Guys, this is another one that's gonna get more attention. It's at a market cap that's mature enough, which is, well over 100 million, towards that $200 million market cap, and that's going to attract a lot of whales. And you better believe, when money or profit rotates out of Bitcoin into altcoins, the big boys will be coming for ALF. So if you haven't bought ALF, if this is your first time discovering ALF, ALF is a proof of work or proof of less work layer one that can give you ridiculous gains from here. Even if you don't want to be a moon boy and you want to go and capture 20x gains in this cycle, this is it's a low hanging fruit I'm giving you right there, bro. So everything I do here, man, I believe in my convictions, and it's what I buy with my own money. And I'm not pushing it because I'm paid shill or whatever, but this is huge. And I think you and I are going to be laughing at the end of the cycle, right? We're going to be laughing at the other end of the cycle, lads. So yeah, don't fall for all of these flip flops going from one project to another. Yeah, some projects have performed shit, but some of them are working real hard. And I think what Alf is about to deliver is going to be astronomical gains, in my opinion, anyway. And therefore, I have paid enough attention to this. And right now, would it outgrow the profits that I'm expecting from Casper? Potentially, even though my Casper bag is legendary, based on 2023 entries. But I do believe from here the upside is not even comparable. All right, so that's enough of me talking, man. Let me see what you mans are saying here. Yeah, City is not doing well. Man City is on rocks, bro. Yeah, we looked at this. Let's get through these. Hit the like, Joe. Salam, bro. What about based AI? When do you think it's going to take off? I think we're lucky enough right now just to complete any DCA requirements for based AI, but I have covered that, and I think the takeoff is going to shock people. Thoughts on Sui AI, Maverick Protocol, KIP, Envision Labs, usual best. Yeah. So look, I know some people in my group hold Sui AI. It's all right. Maverick Protocol. Haven't actually looked at Maverick in a while. So let's look at all of these. So 100, 500 million fully diluted. Let's have a look at the long chart. Yeah, I think, listen, Maverick's going to pump, and so much so that the chart indicates that. So yeah, you would get a pump on it. And KIP Protocol is the other one. The thing is, with some of these, so look at this chart, but the tokenomics You still have a lot of the tokens that are going to hit the market. So just from that perspective, I think I don't think it would be for me a wise thing to get into it right now, but it is low enough, decentralized based layer that, look, anything with AI on it is going to do decent. This one is actually quite interesting because the Argentinian president, I took a photo with these guys, and I think it's going to do really well from that perspective. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I was about to post an alert for this, but I needed to actually get back into the tokenomics of it. But the chart early doors is looking absolutely great. I just don't know how they're gonna use the rest of the token distribution. But you've got the likes of Animoca, and the fact that, obviously, listen, if you get one of the visionaries now in crypto is, these young presidents and people, are getting into crypto. So I want to see. I haven't done the tokenomics part of this, but from a mindshare perspective, last week they really did pop off, and largely due to the obviously, a very good team that's doxed, and these guys say they've been active commercially in AI since 2019, and yeah, it's one that I would definitely keep my eyes on. And of course, our team has experience from Binance, OKX, so they do have some contacts. So I do like this one. Out of the list you've given me, this is probably the one that I would, just maybe do more research on. Top 10 picks for this bull market. Can you give for each sector? 20. I mean, this stuff, Hamza. I talk about it every day. So yeah, those are the top 10. Alephium, Mavia, you've got Sui, you've got Casper, you've got Say, you've got DAI, you've got Moon Tropica in gaming, you've got Corpo now that's pushing up quite nicely. You've got Shrapnel, so many projects. I can give you more than 10, but you've got the whole list. So that's what I believe in. Thoughts on Supra. So Supra was an interesting one. I did buy a small bag, and I did release a buy alert to the Discord. And the thing about Supra right now is most people are confused about the market cap, right? But let me tell you something. The market cap is way smaller than the fully diluted. And what I do love about this is the fact that the hype started to come in the last week because they started to team up with some major KOLs. And in terms of technology, if you're looking for an exposure to a large layer one that has the potential to go into the billions, then you need to look at Supra as a potential layer one for you, sub $1 billion market cap, sub even 500 million market cap. Build super dApps, and I do believe that in the hyperface of the market, it will get a decent attention. So it's one of these layer ones, in my opinion, that is kind of just sitting there for more people to discover. So let's actually, on that subject, let's talk about layer ones, because it's something I was actually going to post in the group. But since you're all here, we want to talk about some of these layer ones. Now, you can see, honestly, like the top 100, like we know all of these are 5x's and whatever, 10x's maximum. But if you start to look at some of the other big layer ones, Say has caught up almost in market cap to Injective, right? So a lot of people thought Injective was too expensive. Say is literally just about $500 million behind, $400 million behind. And then look, Gala here sitting at 1.8 billion. But for me, if I'm looking at an alternative layer one, a large cap with a potential, probably the first one Super is one. This is another one that I would keep very close eyes on because nobody's talking about Kaya or however you say this. And if you look at the chart is decent, but the difference with this than most of the other layer ones, in its first cycle, this just launched now. But look at this. Market cap and fully diluted is super, super sweet. Absolutely sweet. 1.5 billion fully diluted, and it has a decent TVL with very, very good protocols. So, and what is this? This team, the entire team is based in the East. It's already on Binance, has very big backers, and it is a, you know, it is a layer one blockchain that is different. Let's just say that. Fully diluted, great tokenomics, good team, big in the East, and already on Binance. And I can see this going into the multiple billions. Why? Because there's no vest in here. So I think they've done something incredible by doing this. I think this is great alpha here. If you're looking for a decent 10x, even more, I think this is something that you can actually start to get into and investigate, because I've done some research on it, and I think some of the ecosystem projects are going to grow. So, and again, no one covers this. No one that I've come across. And the ecosystem is absolutely ginormous. TVL right now is about $500 million. So explore Asia's largest Web3 ecosystem with top-tier DeFi protocols, AAA gaming, RWAs. Asia and crypto are closely linked. For those of you that have been to Singapore, know Vietnam, Singapore, as soon as China lifts the ban, it's going to be ridiculous. So, you have Super there, you've got Kaya. So I want to give you a complete list of layer ones that I would consider as a potential slip. So potential trade. Are we $1.3 billion fully diluted and hasn't done anything yet? But the storage narrative actually, and this now has an AI narrative with the AO token, it just kicks off. It kicks off randomly. So I've talked about Corium before, sub $500 million. I think this is one of the largest layer twos for Bitcoin, but it's sitting in terms of the comparison to, I would probably say Stacks. This is right now sitting, it's a layer one, but it's a Bitcoin, Bitcoin centric layer one. So this is a decentralized application secured by Bitcoin, build EVM smart contracts on Bitcoin powered blockchain. So this is another one that's going to catch a bid with Bitcoin, because if you look at DeFi Llama, guys, Bitcoin TVL, in terms of the ecosystem, it's actually not, it's quite small relatively to what Bitcoin is. So I would look at that. Of course, we have Cubic, and then you start to see what else can pump. Now, I know most people don't like Zeta Chain, but at a $400 million layer one, I think it's one you can keep a close eyes on. Then you got the likes of Cheers, an interesting one. You've got Alf here. And then, yeah, there's few gems that I have that I will be announcing in the private community. But layer one is an interesting space, guys. So, yeah, Super and few others should be good. Your Rafa is saying I have to look at this Red Belly network. What's the send me the ticker? Oh, okay. My boy's saying I have to look at this. All right, let's have a look at this. Preview only. So let's go to. Yeah, we'll definitely take more. It looks interesting, bro. This is the one. Let me know if this is the one. Bye, brother. Yeah, Gareth, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we're here for. My brother, good to see Silla there. Congratulations, bro. Let's have a look at DAI because I think the team realized that DAI is going to get, it has to get a tier one listing. And I believe a tier one listing for this is marked, the rumors, don't quote me on it, but around January, which is just around the corner, really, if you look at this. So if you look at that pump from here to that peak and then that sharp drop, I mean, the market accelerated this as well. But I think right now, this is an unbelievable buy. I just bought $10,000 yesterday. So I'm fully stacked on it. But I think the AI does really, really well this cycle. And the prices, guys, Bitcoin dominance is literally taking the biscuit right now. So yeah, 01, give us a tier one listing and off you go. Very smooth. I mean, listen, this cipher thing is now going to be airdropped to the community. So if you're staking your DAI, you will get some airdrops as well, working with Aptos and Near and Google and Oasis and bunch of other people as well. So yeah, that's looking good. We just scroll through everything. There are so many of you here, so many legends. Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. How do I see the market? I think that's a very good question. Listen, Trump's going to be sworn in a matter of days, weeks. I think 2025 is going to be fireworks. We've just enjoyed a snippet of a drop of BTC dominance. So we have to remember when Bitcoin dominance, let's go to these charts. You see this? We're going to keep it 100 here. So what you have is, just remove this. Do you see this drop here? This absolutely made us. So this is how I see the market. I see this drop that we've had in Bitcoin dominance. And then I'm actually thinking, look, even without that dominant, look, let me show you clearly what the market's likely to do, guys. We're going to go up here, maybe squeeze up to 60, possibly. And then we're gonna do something like this before ultimately Bitcoin dominance actually just capitulates. It could be a little bit higher. We could go to a situation where we come back up to to equal this top here. Right now, this is probably the most important chart in crypto, right? And if you look at this on the daily, I mean, it looks obvious. If you look at this on the weekly, let's look at this on the higher time frame, and you start to see, look, the RSI, what really concerns people is this. You've got Bitcoin dominance going up, but you also have on the monthly RSI on Bitcoin dominance is curling up. Now, my expectation is not one where Bitcoin dominance RSI then goes above 90 or whatever before ultimately dropping off. It could well happen. That's a scenario that could definitely play out. But what I'm hoping for is Bitcoin dominance does something like this instead. In terms of an RSI perspective, because I think if we are going to get alt season, we have two scenarios. One, Bitcoin dominance comes up due to all this interest, and then it comes down, but then we get a full what do you call another unbelievable run of Bitcoin, and depending on how long that stays up, or alternatively we come up to the halfway and we relieve the alts for a bit before ultimately coming back up for one last run where Bitcoin dominance goes absolutely insane. But let me show you something, guys. The relief that we've just had. So if you look at this, right? So this is 2021. Boom. Look at that. What you're looking for basically is, let's go to the, look, you can see here, even prior cycles, we've got a huge capitulation of Bitcoin dominance here. We've got, and you really have to look at the start of the fall and when it picks back up, and then obviously that capitulation again. But Bitcoin dominance for me really started to tumble around that December 2020, and exactly the date was December 28, 2020. And then, of course, ever since then, you had that rise that we've just had. And then that's the rally that we've just had here. So if I just place this again on the chart, that's the rally that we've just had. So if we move this, really, Bitcoin dominance started to roll on the Monday, the 18th of November. If you look at that, it topped up around that 60% mark. All right. So you can see clearly the difference in the drop between these various different cycles. So in my personal opinion, what I would suggest is the rally that we've just had it was only one, two, three red candles, right? As opposed to having Bitcoin dominance dropping over a longer period of time. Look, from December 28, 2020, all the way down here on a weekly candle, that's May. I mean, that is 6 months of continuous Bitcoin dominance collapse. And that's what you're looking for from here to really here. That's an alt season of epic proportions. But if we're celebrating after these three candles, and now we're crying because Bitcoin dominance is printing back up to go this way, well, we still have a tiny bit of movement to the upside before we completely capitulate and then ultimately go down. So does it worry me? Does it concern me? It's all academic. I mean, at some point, the amount of greed, the whales know how to play this game. We are likely to see a Bitcoin dominance. If I'm absolutely going to predict the maximum we go, I think anything, as soon as we roll below this level here, you can see the drop is quite nice. But I would say my limit for Bitcoin dominance is going to be something in between. I'll probably say it won't be as aggressive as prior cycles. I think Bitcoin dominance is something that is evolving. We need to know the impacts of the ETFs. So we will have these waves from 60% or above 60% into the 50s, and then from the 50s into the lower mid 50s, perhaps looking at prior support levels for Bitcoin dominance. So that's it. That's alt season. So that's what I think is going to happen. Therefore, it's important right now to be buying altcoins and not, just get a good average price, because all you have to do is wait for a sustained drop of the Bitcoin dominance. And honestly, you will take more money out of this market than you can ever imagine. So yeah, that's what I think. Smash a like as well. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Yeah, Miri is good. Miri, I think Alex Becker, Impact, and a few others. Miri will pump. I mean, personally, I think there are slightly better projects like Heroes of Mavia in terms of the gaming niche, but Miri is an infrastructure play and an ETH layer too. So I think it does well. Yo, what up, Joe? Joined your group recently. Appreciate all your work. Appreciate that, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Even from holiday, I mean, shout out to Seychelles, Egypt. I took a week off, and first week it was all good, posting everything from the toilet. And then the second week the wife caught on to the game, and she decided to take the phone away. So yeah, I couldn't post as much, but yeah, big up to the wife as well for putting up with a crypto degen. Ethan, what's going on, bro? Hope you well. Yeah, everyone's good, bro. I've been holding say since 41 cents, several exit targets, final target at $14, $15. Uh, look, target $10. All right. Target $10, and then good money will come to you, because I think having a one set exit rule, my number one rule right now is everybody should have a two-tier exit setup. One, which is the minimum, you're walking away whilst keeping a smile, knowing that the money you've taken out of the market is going to change your life, but you're not being greedy because you're here to be back again and play uh, this game. Because the amount of people that will round trip, take all their gains with them, go all the way into the bull market, listen to like 200 different influencers. And a lot of these, I'm telling you now, guys, a lot of people will be saying the bull market continues, even when it's obvious that these supercharts that we've been looking at are all saying otherwise. So you are your worst enemy. Not you in particularly, Ethan, but people are their worst enemies, because what people will tend to do is they will try to squeeze more money out of the market, and the market likes to take all the gains back due to that mentality. So 41 cents, I would say, you know, go for a, don't go for round numbers ever, and try to be fluid with your thinking. Now, once we get into a parabolic stage, me personally, I'll be sending out a lot of sell alerts, because I held my coins with conviction for way too long. But 2025 is the year of selling. So I'll be sitting here every day sending out sell alerts. Now, those sell alerts, we may not have the same average entry. You may have even a better entry than me, but I'm looking to accumulate money in fiat, in USDT, USDC, possibly USDC. Once I change it into, once I take profits on USDT, I'll then take my USDT and put it into USDC, because USDC will be safer in the next bear market. I guarantee you that. USD USDT could be the reason why the market capitulates and we get the FTX, Luna, all of that roll into one hell of a bear market of catastrophic proportions. So you've got to see where the macro war is happening, which is now a fight between Tether and Circle, Circle and Coinbase, and of course USDT. So we've got to keep that in mind, but don't be moon boyish. Do not give yourself the maximum fib extensions, because also the liquidity is lower. Now it's different for different tokens. Vast majority of the community hold uh, micro caps, for example, and they're looking to get maximum 100x or 50x or whatever. Not even not our community, but I'm saying generally people do that. So yeah, give yourself like, take a significant portion, maybe for something like say at 5 or 7x, and then ride it to 10, and then see where it goes. But be open minded. Be very open minded, bro. Uh, Big up, man. So many good comments here tonight. Yeah, this is another one. Look, I'm going to take some beneficial comments for everybody. So everybody expects this cycle to end in 2025. Could happen much earlier, Q2 2025. Again, people will not take profits. I think, Bollinger, you are a legend. Guys, smash a like for that comment, because as someone that's just on the ball. So the first part of your statement there, people are expecting an exit next summer. Sorry, next for example, next Christmas. No. We're, in the community, like, we're trying to get out as much as we can between, it's like Altseason. The deeper you are into a bull run, the more nervous you are. And the more nervous you are, the more mistakes you make. And the more mistakes you make, the more money you leave on the table. So that is exactly, nobody knows Q2, Q3, Q4. But what I would say is the market is being conditioned for December 2025 or January 2026. Listen, I'd come back for some meme coins. I don't know. I'd come back for some casino chips, but I will be out of the market before then. Yeah, I'm glad, bro. I'm glad, because hustle and motivate is to hustle and motivate each other. And my Mavia bag right now, I think it's one of the biggest in my portfolio. And I think, listen, you've got the likes of Super Champs and other play to earn games. Of course, everybody has a different taste, but I think it's going to do really well, bro. My brother's Singularity in the building. Yeah, Blender is low conviction play. Whether, like, for example, whether Blender dies or not, doesn't really move the needle for crypto. And I think sometimes influencers are guilty of overhyping certain microcaps because they get in before you. They load the hell out of their bags. I mean, that it's facts. They will load tons and tons of the token, or be given to the token by the team or whatever, and then they'll tell you that it's going to go to 1,000x or 100x. It's every cycle there are victims in terms of projects that die, literally. So I'm not bashing Blender as such, but I think, it's going to pump. It's a micro cap. It's bound to pump, providing they put those boxes out. But putting your hopes and dreams into something like that, I think it's the wrong way. You've got to balance your risk. You've got to have some large caps if you want to get, if you're going to put decent money into the market, and then take 2 or 3 micro caps or however many you can afford and play that game. So I wouldn't say it's live or dead. I will say it's just doing its micro cap thing, but these are a lot more riskier. Absolutely tons more risky. And let's continue with this. Yeah. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Listen, they had to do the game. They had to pivot. That TV show wasn't cutting it. And obviously, if they've got a new roadmap, TV, gaming, I mean, which one is it? Killer Whales, Apple TV. Nobody gives a shit about that. But the question is, will it pump? And the answer is yes, it will. It will catch a pump. But whether it's, yeah, I don't know. I sold Hello. I put out a sell alert in the community at 19 cents. And looking back on it, that was a stroke of genius. Yeah, it's a shit coin, and yeah, it may just do some man of the next goat. AI on Solana. There's too many of them, bro. There's too many of those. Yeah. Yeah, congrats, Patu. Patu, I know you're always gonna get in. Mr. Gregory in the building. My brother from a different mother. And appreciate you here, bro. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope everyone's well. Yeah, big up the caveman. Where the caveman's at? And Max, what's going on, bro? Thoughts on Vav what BVA Fu? What is that, bro? Fufu. Sounds like a Nigerian dish. I can tell you right now that ticket is absolutely shit. Bavavoom. Dasha. Okay. Let's have a look at this for my brother. $63 million. Solana. What is it? A meme coin? Talking of Solana, by the way, because it's the downtrend against BTC, I think it's a very good time to buy Solana meme coins. But yeah, this just looks like some pumped up fun AI agent. I don't know. This type of stuff is too crazy, man. Could well do really well. It looks like it has a use case. But definitely $63 million market cap. So it's going to, like, AI agents, exchange listings, plenty. Yeah, it could have some legs, but the whole AI agent scene right now, this has a very decent, consistent chart. I would say, look at that chart. I mean, it's been very, very consistent. Decent listings as well. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a decent one to obviously keep an eye out on. Welcome home. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate that, bro. Yo, Has, what's going on, bro? Thanks for the content. Much appreciated. S Fun, if you've been holding it all this time, then I think the chances are you should hold it a little bit longer. Uh, the thing about launch pads is they really go nuts in the parabolic phase because there's going to be tons of money flowing into them. Now, if you look at this, the price of S Fund should be better than this at some point. So here's the thing: S Fund will pump. I'm sure about that 100%. So look, if this is purely for investment purposes, so last cycle, if you look at this, July 29, it started this run that went absolutely parabolic. Look at that, $16, 43, and then dump. So could this actually 10x? I do believe so. These go nuts in the, and look at the market cap as well. So if you look at with slightly better tokenomics now, fully diluted valuation is just almost there. But look at this market cap peaked at what, $300 million, from that parabolic first move. And then obviously it did the same back in January this year, because they're launching tons of new projects on this. So yeah, I think it will pump for sure. So if you're holding it, you can hold it a bit more. Patty said, "I'm not confident on DEAI anymore." Now, listen, that FUD had nothing to do with them. I think the opportunity for me, I think the chart itself explained why DAI had the epic fall in addition to the FUD, right? because the market was downtrending and DEAI was pumping non-stop for 3 months. So there's a bit of conflation there, but I think it should do well. Alt Cloud is good. I think it's had a nice little cool off, but I do like it, and it's a great project. I think it will pump even more. Glass of wine, big up Joey. Yo, cheers to that, bro. Let me pop up a bottle of Al Ain water, bro. Show sponsored by Al Ain water. Yeah, Midlane, if we get a price of $1 to $3, I think it will be good. Omikami, Ryoshi. Yeah, this is the meme coin. I know about it, Chris. Um, but I haven't looked at this for a while. Let's have a look. You know, like the sheeper people, like they can't let it go, right? You know, they Ryoshi and all of the creators, man. You know, they're linked to few. They've got a decent bag of Kizuna as well. So let me just bring this a little bit closer. $45 million market cap. Actually, look at the max chart. Massive pump here. I mean, holy moly. It's all-time high was 22 cents. It could be one of those. I mean, ETH is doing decent right now. The most secure dog on the Ethereum blockchain. Love this. Look at this. Website is insane. I don't know if anyone's seen this. I mean, quality wise. Yeah, look at this. Send ETH to your wallet, blah, blah, blah. Tells you how to buy it. Yeah, the roadmap is also quite nice. They've got a QR code. Listen, this should, in my opinion, get some attention. But currently, Uniswap, and if Ryoshi is really involved and their team, and this is his project, then I think this will bounce quite nicely. But you would agree that it is a crazy, crazy website for sure. You know what? Based AI price prediction, I have actually got a base price of $100, but from where we are right now, I would probably say possibly into maybe $150 as a blow off top could be possible. Loopy on Salt, Stephen Bliss's mate's coin. Yeah, yeah, man, they give me those are mental, bro. Too many of those projects. RWA based narrative Ondo Red Belly Network, RWA Inc. on base, and Lingo smashing it. Yeah, I mean RWA, even Ondo is absolutely being rocking in my portfolio today, bro. Yeah, I love Shrapnel. I think 11x. I spoke about Shrapnel at the start of the show. 11x to the top to just to get to the previous all-time high is insane. So it says it really hasn't pumped up. Yeah, so AVAX possibly off the grid is the trigger there. It's definitely a good gamble, but the main catalyst for shrapnel or for gaming hasn't happened. We need off the grid to drop. Trio just launched their decks. It's similar to Audi, better. Is that Audi swap? Man, Audi swap has been absolutely terrible. But Trio is Maximus Trios. Oh, sorry, Trio Ordinals. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the pump is exceptional. 13 million market cap, fully diluted 100 million, and up 28% today. So there's the real pump right there. I'd be so, I am interested. I'm keeping an eye out always on the Bitcoin ecosystem. I think that it looks like this is obviously better than Audi. Audi Swap has absolutely been a shit token. And what it's doing right now is giving us the ability, right? The opportunity and the ability to maybe mint ordinals and other projects. So yeah. But guys, listen, one of my screens has gone off. I'll take a few more. It's great to be back, by the way. Stack them all, good solid AI coins. Yeah, definitely, Joey. Hands down, bro. It's pinned on their Telegram. Brilliant. Guys, do you think Alpha is a better play than TED at this point? Yeah, I've got to be keeping it 100. I got to keep it always. Yeah, and I think it is because my portfolio says so. All of these altcoins were down. Some of them have gone off their bottoms. Some of them have remained relative strength. So yeah. Anyway, guys, we have done an hour 13 and I'm still jet lagged. And yeah, I want to wish you a wonderful night. We're going to continue pumping out videos, pumping out bags, making sure that I put a few contents out on some of these tokens. And yeah, bro said still holding mint layer. Of course I am. Yeah, I just stake it, man. Out of sign, out of mind. It's funny, I got an email from Peak today asking me to fill out a random form to potentially become an ambassador. Now, I'm not an ambassador for projects, but I do love Peak. And I think the big regret here is we had this at 19 cents, could have bought it, and we were just trying to be too smart for the market. But I may take, look, a layer one for deepen, regardless of the tokenomics in the parabolic phase is going to do really, really well. So I may well go back and actually do a Peak, kind of announcement and a buy alert on it. So yeah, boys, I think that's a wrap for this evening. It's what 2-3 in the morning on my side, 2:30. I'm going to get some sleep, but it's been great to be back, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for your support, and smash a like on the way out. Always helps us to get more people on the show next time around. God bless you all. Season's greetings, and have a wonderful day, night, or whatever you're doing today. Take care, guys.